Hi, in the previous session we learned how do we use the if statement, and we observed that how to execute a block of statements only if some condition is satisfied. But if the condition was not satisfied, we never executed a particular set of statements. Now in this particular session we are going to learn how do we execute a set of statements if some condition is satisfied, and execute another set of statements if the condition is not satisfied. Like, for example, given a number, I'd like to verify if a number is positive or negative. So you can just see the simple code. I've read the number, and after reading the number, I would like to verify is it positive or not. So if you want to verify if it is positive, I'll just write if the number is greater than or equal to 0. If this condition is satisfied, we know that it is basically a positive number. I'd like to print stating that it is positive number. But if this condition is not satisfied, meaning the number is not greater than or equal to 0, in that case I want to execute another set of statements. So if you want to execute another set of statements if the condition has failed, then we basically use else. We write else colon, and then we basically write the statement which goes inside the else part, which should again be indented. So I'll just say negative number. Now let's try to run this particular program. I'll enter a number which is positive, and you can observe it is printed positive. It has not printed the other print statement which is negative. Now I'll try to enter a number which is less than 0. I'll just say minus 56, and you can just observe the if condition will be a failure. When the if condition is a failure out here, it will execute the statement inside the else part, which is negative. This is a very simple program to demonstrate if-else statement. But sometimes the conditions might not be as simple as what we have seen. There might be an additional condition to be checked inside the if, or there might be additional condition which we need to check inside the else part. So if you have to check a condition inside the body part of the if or inside the body part of else, we basically call it as nested if else. Let us consider a simple program wherein, now let's consider the same program out here. I'd like to check out if the number is 0 or positive or negative. So in such case, I would like to basically check out if it is okay. Now let us consider a program wherein I need to find out the largest of 3 numbers. So I will try to take up these 3 numbers. I'm hard coding these values. Now I need to find out the largest among the 3 numbers. So first what I'll try to do is I'll just try to check First I'll try to check First I'll try to compare between A and B. I'll check if A is greater than B. If this condition is satisfied, B is out of competition out here because B is lesser than A. But I cannot say A is the largest once this condition is satisfied, because we need to still compare A with C. So inside this I'll be placing another if statement here. If A is greater than C. So if this condition is also satisfied, remember we check this condition only if the value of A was greater than B. So it means B was anywhere out of the race, and if this condition is also satisfied, it means A is the largest among the 3 variables. So I can just print the value of A, or I can just say the large variable will be A. But assume the first if condition is satisfied, meaning A is greater than B, but the inner if statement is not satisfied. So in that case, I know that A was greater than B, but C was greater than A. So C is the largest. So I'll try to write else part here. Please have a look at the positioning of else. The positioning of this else is at the same level as the inner if out here. So it means it is an else for the inner if. So I'll try to write large equal to C. So this is to find out the largest. If A is greater than B, then we found out is A is the largest or C is the largest. But what happens if A is not greater than B? So in that case, we don't even execute this particular block at all. For that, we need to write a separate else out here. Remember, this else is for the outer if the first condition is false, if A is not greater than B. So in that case, now I need to do a comparison between B and C because A is out of the race. So I need to check if B is greater than C, then I will say large equal to B. Otherwise, I would like to say large equal to C. So once I have found out which is the largest among the three numbers in all the possible situations, now I'd like to print the largest equal to value of the large variable. Let me run this program. The largest is 45 here. Now let me try to modify the values of A, B and C, and let me just say that A is the largest now. Now let me try to run the program now. You can just observe A is the largest, or I want to make it B as the largest. Observe. So this is working perfectly fine, right? Now we can also do a small modification with respect to the else and the if out here. Now I have written else in one line and if in another line. I can combine this else and if into a same line. Like I can just move this if into the same line here. Okay, if you want to combine this into a same line, then we don't write else space if. Instead, we write elif. ELIF. Now this is the body part of this, and now this else statement should be at the same level out here, and this comes the body part. Now this code will do the same job as what we had been doing till now with the previous code. So it's going to find out the largest of three numbers. Yeah, if you want to have a better understanding like which particular statement is executed, then you can try to print an intermediate print statements. Like for example here, I could just write this, okay, A is greater than B as well as A is greater than C. So I could just print that messages. Let me just try to do that. I'll say print A is the largest. I'm trying to print this. Along with this, I've also captured what is the largest out here. And I'd like to print here C is the largest. And here again, I'd like to print B is the largest. And here again I'd like to print C is the largest, right? Quite a simple code. You can also modify the initial three statements. You can read the values from the user. So let me try to read the values of this from the user. Int of input, and I'll just try to read the second one and the third one from the user at the runtime. Okay, so the modification what I've done out here is I'm trying to read the values from the user at the runtime, plus I'm also trying to print A is the largest or the B is the largest or C is the largest message, and finally also printing the largest value among the three. Let me save this and then execute it. So I'd like to enter 12, 23 and 45. We can just observe 45 is the largest and C is the largest. Now let me try to rerun this program, and let me just say 45, 34, 23. You can just observe again 45 is the largest, but A is the largest now, right? Now let me try to rerun this program. Now A is 56, B is 89, C is 34, and you can just observe B is the largest and the largest value is 89. Okay, that's about how do we use if else and nested if else statements. Thank you.